All right, let's talk about the next story. In the UK, there are activists who want to investigate whether or not the boats pictured on the crests of two soccer teams, football teams, are racist or have racist origins. I'm not kidding. So, like, I don't forget the teams like Manchester United or City or something. It doesn't matter. They're two English football clubs, and they have a crest or insignia where they have a little boat. There are people who are questioning whether or not that's racist. Like it means slavery, right? Like these were ships that slaves were shipped on, even though England had ships even before the slave trade, and they had ships after the slave trade. So that's a really weird conclusion to come to. But yeah, there were these two morons on Piers Morgan, and they were talking about how this is totally a reasonable thing to spend our time and energy on, and we should investigate whether or not this is racist, blah, blah, blah. First of all, no, it's not even warranted to investigate because I can tell you right now it's not racist. And second of all, what if you determine that it had some roots? You really want this little boat that people can barely see and nobody thinks about? What do you want them to do? To take that out of this football crest? Is that really what you're spending your life and time on? This is just an embarrassment.
Do you think, do you know how GDP is calculated? Like does the salary that gets paid to these, woke idiots, does that actually contribute
Yeah,
to
it does. It
GDP?
does. When you pass money, money changing hands as part of GDP. I'm sorry to tell you, it is.
Yeah, we definitely have vastly overstated GDPs, I think. It's just,
Yeah, yeah, that's a good point because if people are exchanging money for really pointless shit, it does contribute to the GDP, but it's a very hollow fake GDP, right?
yeah, it's like if I give you $50 to, I don't know, say something, and then you give me $50 to say something, and we just keep repeating that over and over.
Right. Or if I gave you $50 to like hang out with me and play video games, and then we considered that like $50 towards the American economy. Like, yeah, technically, but in another country where someone paid $50 to another person to produce something in a factory, it's way more meaningful, right?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, all that to say that this is a total fucking waste of time. Like,
Yeah, now that you say that, that's very troubling because even more than these idiots who make money like this, contributing to false GDP, there's a lot of stuff. Just like, I mean, let's just be honest. Half of everybody's HR department is fake
yeah,
GDP, right?
yeah,
It's
yeah,
people being paid to be fucking worthless, right?
yeah.
All the, well, not now, but maybe last year, all the tech workers who went to their office and did jack shit and then just like ate yogurt and then got a drink at the bar and then got a coffee and then did some yoga and then
Yeah.
went home
Don't
and
forget
then
the massage.
but they made six figures, right?
Yeah.
All of those people technically they comprise a six-figure chunk of the GDP. This whole idea that boats might be racist, like what else is racist though? Let's think about the other things associated with slavery. Is cotton racist? Pretty racist, am I right? Like that was a big part of the slave trade, wasn't it?
Didn't you? I can't remember if
Can
you
I
gave
not
the
wear cotton?
example.
Huh? What?
Yeah, if you gave the example before of just houses, are houses racist?
Right, because houses had slaves in it. A
Yeah.
bunch of things are, loosely associated with slavery. Like we brought slaves over with boats. We housed them in houses. Okay. We made them pick cotton. Is cotton now
Yeah.
racist?
I like the cotton one is good. Everybody
We
start
all have cotton in
boycotting
our
cotton.
wardrobes. We're all racist, right? It is just a sign of how amazingly successful the West became and how we can now occupy ourselves with bullshit. That is a luxury activity. That is a luxury belief. Moronic investigations into what is racist are luxury endeavors. It just indicates that we can afford luxuries. However, we will not be able to afford these luxuries indefinitely. At
I'm
some point,
afraid that,
we can't.
yeah,
And then what?
I'm afraid actually, I can kind of see two different futures. One of them, just being that this whole thing implodes. But the other one, what happens if AI actually, takes off and becomes, it makes people so much more productive that actually it makes this, it frees up even more time for people to waste on this kind of thing. I mean, that would
Yeah.
be terrible.
Yeah. I don't know what the fuck is gonna happen, but the West is lost. What can we say, right? What can we say?